Hello there, I'm the Wolf to Review. Welcome back to a brand new video with my squeaky chair. So today I'm doing a talking cubing methods video. I forgot what's the exact name of that series. I stopped doing that a long while ago. But why am I bringing it back again? Is cause you guessed it, I have no more ideas. So today, as you may have read by the title, we're talking about Petrus. Yes, that method. Originate well, people maybe nowadays only know it from the meme, but it used to be the second most used method behind the Friedrich method, or also known as CFOP. But what is the Petrus method? So I'll run you through the steps in the simplest way I possibly can. So you first build a 2 by 2 by 2 block like this. I think you guys can see. Then you extend it to 2 by 2 by 3 block. This can take some time to get used to if you don't use block building methods. So maybe if you use the rule, it's gonna be a bit easier to get used to it. It's easy to a certain extent, but people use CFOP usually is the hardest step to get used to. Then you're gonna have to orient the edges, edge orientation. So instead of doing the full edge orientation like in ZZ, it's just gonna be orienting the remaining 6 edges, I think it is. No wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 edges. Usually even number of edges have to be oriented, and this is usually a step that takes the most time once a solver gets fast, like not faster, but like at the beginning, because it requires you kind of to stop and look around. So it can be a bit annoying if you aren't, like if you're trying to get very fast with Petrus, which would be kind of weird. Then you basically solve the final block, kind of like ZZ, or you can do it CFOP as well, or any other way. And what's gonna happen is you oriented the edges, you're gonna have your cross already, and then you're gonna go ahead and finish your solve, either by using and get to the state, which is a solved cube state. And the interesting thing about Petrus is, obviously, is like ZZ. There's many ways to solve the final part, if that makes sense. So, for example, those of you that may know ZZ, though there's ZBLL, ZBLL or ZZLL. Those are two algs that can be used to solve the one look the last layer of Petrus solve. Or you can even use EJF12. Those that have been watching my channel should know what it is. And there's many different ways to solve that last layer, or the classic OLL, PLL, but obviously the OLL being reduced, or using winter variation, or many types of these algs to go ahead and solve what you have to solve. So it's kind of interesting to see that, kind of interesting to see the fact of how it is. Now, obviously, let's talk about the method. So the method was invented by Lars Petrus. It's kind of given at this point. And what the reason why the method is like kind of dead in a way is because just better methods came around. The fastest known Petrus solver not barely averages sub 10, but yeah, averages around 9 seconds compared to like fastest CFOP or Rue solvers that all average sub 6 at least. Or even I think ZZ, there's quite a few fast people. So yeah, it's kind of the reason why it died off. It's because it lost interest. It's nowhere near, well, not nowhere near as good, but it's not as good as other methods. And that's also kind of my opinion on it. Yeah, it's definitely not as good as your classic CFOP or ZZ or Rue, or yeah. Well, at the same time, I honestly think it's also a method that people should learn. Now, this kind of self-intuitive, conflicting, if that makes any sense, because I just said it's a terrible method compared to others, terrible speed solving method, but everyone should learn it. That doesn't make much sense. I'll explain now why. Petrus, basically, apart from it being kind of fun, so you if you want to take a break from using your usual method, it'd be fun to do a Petrus solve here and there. But it can be, maybe not for CFOP users, but for Rue solvers and for ZZ solvers, it can be a way to help block building. Because obviously in Rue, the beginning is all block building, and in ZZ, it once you draw your EO line, it's block building your right, left and right, and that's kind of what you do with Petrus. Like you build your blocks, and that can help you practice that using a method like Petrus, which is literally block building the whole first two layers. The difference of maybe other methods where yes they involve block building, but they don't use that much block building, so it's a bit harder to practice. If that makes any sense. But another thing is, even though its average remove count is around 50, the knowledge that Petrus can give you with block building can kind of come around useful in FMC. Now it may sound dumb, but in FMC, if you know knowing how to block build is essential. Obviously, you'll be working creating pseudo blocks and not the Petrus blocks, but still having a certain knowledge of how block building works can help. And overall, it's a meme. It's fun to know. I mean, well, like, oh, what methods do you know how to solve with? Oh, I know how to solve with Petrus. You know, it's kind of funny to hear that every now and then. Well, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts about Petrus. Will it ever be a top method? No, it never was, never will. Even if it was the second most popular method, it still wasn't at the levels of CFOP. In fact, like all 3x3 two-handed world records, except the first ever one, which was done with corners first, have been done with CFOP. Now, I'm not saying that other methods like Ru or ZZ are not as good, but I'm saying that Petrus is not as good, since Petrus has been around longer. So yeah, that's really about it. I've been able to do Desert Wolf Soldier here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week or this weekend. Depends if I find stuff to do. Goodbye.